continue to play well. Now, staying as hot as he is right now, that would be something special. That means that you probably are going to head to Las Vegas in February for the Super Bowl. So I don't know that he's going to stay that hot. The problem that you have with Dak Prescott, he has to do more. Now, hear me out, Skip. Okay. He has to do more than other quarterbacks in the National Football League that is on that MVP list.
I agree with that.
And the reason he has to do more is because he's been buried so deep about the past and things that he's done in the past that's given everybody this little sour taste in their mouth.
Plus, he is the quarterback of America's team, but go ahead.
A sour taste in the mouth because he is in Dallas, #1.
Yes.
The owner talks a lot.
He does.
And people cannot stand y'all. Okay, so that hurts him to some degree.
It does.
Plus, on top of that, what is it that me and Richard continues to talk about? The Cowboys. Give me some quality wins. Okay? Show me you can beat Philadelphia in Detroit, or you can go to Buffalo and beat them and go to a scorching hot Miami down there when it's 95 degrees in December and beat them. If you can do those things, now you can gain ground on Lamar and on Patrick Mahomes and whoever else is in the MVP conversation. But if you're still losing to 500 teams, you're not going to get the necessary votes that would have people excited about you. And I think that is what he's up against. He's up against the naysayers looking at him and saying, well, he beat the Giants. He beat the Patriots, but he can't beat the Niners. He can't beat Buffalo. He can't beat Philly. That's his problem right there, Skip.
I agree. I agree with everything Keyshawn just said. He needs a signature win. He needs signature moments for the MVP. When you have the MVP conversation at the end of the year, you're like, these are the signature MVP moments he had during the season when he beat Tua Tagovailoa with these passes, or he went against San Francisco's defense and he had a 4-touchdown game, or he did this, and he doesn't have them right now. Now, the last 3 weeks, he's played incredible football. He's played lights out, so he definitely deserves to be in the conversation. He's been 73% in the last 3 games. 1,082 yards, 11 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions, an 83.3 QBR to Skip's favorite stat in the world for quarterbacks. So he has been excellent. And if he continues this trajectory the rest of the season, I think he'll continue to be in the conversation. But if they go the rest of this season and they don't win this division and they don't beat the Philadelphia Eagles again and they don't win out, then it's highly unlikely that he gets in that conversation and he wins the MVP because he doesn't have a signature win yet. And guys like Patrick Mahomes will still be in the conversation. I would guess Christian McCaffrey still will. Jalen Hurts, who's in his division, will still be in the conversation. So he has to overcome some things, but he's been playing excellent.
Okay. I hear both of you, and I'm going to triple down on all of your emotions and your thoughts, because this is 8 years of Dak Prescott. And to me, he's disqualified from this year's MVP unless we could also include the postseason, but you can't. It's a regular season award. So just because of how he stunk it up at San Francisco on that Sunday night in that 42-10 thing, for me, that disqualifies. If I go back slightly before San Francisco, he stunk at Arizona, a game they should have won with one hand tied behind their backs, and had the lowest QBR that he had all year at Arizona. Those are two, they're such bad losses to me that they disqualify. To all your points, he has been sensational. And I'm going to make this point for him. I'm looking down the road. I'm looking into the postseason. Again, I'm looking at the glass as very half full. But I loved how he played against the Giants. And Keyshawn, you just kept saying, it's the Giants. I got it. I'm with you. But I'm doing eye test. I'm doing body language. I'm looking at comfort zone that he's in. And I'm listening after the game to the quote that he said to the reporters. He said, I can tell you that I've never been as confident, as free, and as connected with the other guys on offense, with the play calling, and just this whole system. He is starting to love Mike McCarthy, and I don't think it's just a bunch of double talk for the media. I think he is loving this system and loving what he's hearing in his ear from Mike McCarthy. So I am very hopeful about him going forward. But I even look back at the Philadelphia game. They go up and down the field in the fourth quarter. They have 14 first downs to Philly's none in the fourth quarter. And I've told you before, I'm spoiled rotten because I got to experience Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman and, for that matter, Dandy Don Meredith. And Dak has not lived up to that pedestal he sits on as the quarterback for the Dallas freaking Cowboys.
I would say statistically, yes.
Okay. Well, okay, but at Philly, you do everything, and you laughed at me for saying this yesterday, but win the game. And it's because the quarterback needed to make one play, just one play. All I need is one. You got it 1st and 5 at the 6-yard line, and you take a sack, and you go backward into 3rd and 26 at the 27. You have a 2-point try that could have changed life. It could have changed the whole dynamic of the game. And it looked like you could have just waltzed in the end zone to me, and you step out of bounds. And then you throw it to the rookie tight end when you did have Brandon Cooks open on the right side. But clearly they were they had a play that they loved from practice. And Jake Ferguson's sort of going to pick for the rookie tight end. And you're going to hit him. And for whatever reason, he catches the football fine and his knee's down on the 1-inch line. I just need a play. I need a quarterback who can make that one play. But I did love the body language from Sunday, and I love his chances going forward. And if you could have a postseason MVP award, I would give Dak a chance to go win it because, to your point, Richard, yeah, I've seen 3 straight San Francisco games, and this is not over harsh criticism. I saw a home San Francisco game. He stunk in it. I saw a playoff game at San Francisco last year, and Dak flat out stunk. He threw 2 first-half picks. He must have missed 5 open receivers that could have changed the game. And then I saw 42-10 this year at San Francisco. I need one game, but I don't think down the stretch, if he beats Philly at home and then he beats Detroit at home and then he goes and beats Tua at Miami or Buffalo and Miami, is that enough to be MVP? I don't think so, because I would look at body of work and I'd say, yeah, but Arizona and San Francisco, I'm not sure you can overcome that, because to be the MVP of this league, you got to be consistently
successful. First of all, though, Skip, when you say Arizona, your defense gave up 28.
They did.
Okay, when you say San Francisco, you gave up 42.
Yeah.
And then you gave up 28 again to Philadelphia. You're supposed to have
Dak threw a bunch of those points to him.
I don't know about a bunch of them.
Well, he threw 3 second-half interceptions, and they went cash on all 3 of them.
I understand that, but you also got to look at your defense that was supposed to be, in your eyes, one of the top 2 defenses.
I agree.
At the start of the season, based on the 40-0 win that you jumped out on the Giants. Now, I don't look at those 2 games and disqualify Dak Prescott, because there's a lot of games in front of him. Teams like Buffalo fighting for a playoff spot. Teams like Miami fighting for a playoff spot. Teams like Detroit trying to win the conference and get the number 1, number 2 seed. There's a lot at stake moving forward. And this is why I first opened up my comments by saying there's a lot of naysayers, and there are people that's going to bury him for the past and not looking toward the future and what he could potentially be. Now, you said, hey, he played phenomenal on Sunday. He feels good. He's confident. And I am going to say it. And you know what I'm getting ready to say? It's the damn Giants, man.
I got it. We already said it.
It's the Giants. So we got to slow that down a little bit, because if he can transfer that play from Sunday to the next 3 weeks of the season and do that against Philadelphia and walk away with a W, yeah, you're talking about something.
Yeah, but I would say everything you said was true. I think Dak is doing a great job. I don't think the beginning of the season will have much of an effect on the MVP voters, because, as the great Pete Carroll always says, you can't win the game in the first quarter, second quarter, or third quarter. The fourth quarter of the season is where that award will be determined. If they're the 1 seed and he's throwing for 300 plus a game, 3 touchdowns a game, they're winning, they're scoring a lot of points, he's going to definitely be in consideration, because the Cowboys will be watched Thanksgiving in a couple weeks. They will be watched. He plays well in that primetime game. People will respect it. But I think at the end of the day, McCarthy, in the balance that they'll have to show, will slow him down because people will eventually put a top back over the defense, play too high. That's what defenses are doing. They'll make him run the ball. And McCarthy will get back to running the ball and not throwing it 35, 40 times a game. And that will stunt Dak Prescott's chances to win MVP. But if he keeps playing at this pace, he'll definitely be in consideration. That's all I can say.
Whether he wins the MVP race or not, you guys are going to have a decision to make in the offseason, though, Skip, on whether or not he's your quarterback moving forward, and if he deserves to be the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League. That some people will say yeah, some people will say no.
Skip was saying don't extend him, Keith. What did he do?
I was beating the drum.
Beating the drum.
You was, or you still feeling the same way? You was, or you still feeling the same way right now?
I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping against hope that he breaks through.
So you feel you stuck with him?
Year eight, I need him to break through.
What is he doing, Skip?
What do you mean? What is he doing?
He's playing well, and so you still don't want to.
You saw the game at Philadelphia. I just needed one play. It's some quarterbacks can make that play and some can't, and he did.
Well, there's a lot. Skip. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that ain't making that play.
We are the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I hear you. Some of those guys that you talk about stats don't look like you think they look.
Okay,
and I keep telling you that.
And furthermore, if I can just speak as a Cowboy fan. If you're asking me, do I want him to win MVP? No, I don't want him to win MVP because I wouldn't want that hanging over his head going into the postseason.
So here's what I'm going to say. Let me slow you down, though. Let me slow you down. Think about what you just said, Skip.
Yep.
You don't want him to win MVP.
No, do you know Talladega Nights? Do you know the movie?
Yeah, but I don't
put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Do you know that line?
I know the line.
I don't want to put that evil on Dak Prescott.
So you don't want to win the division then? So you don't want to win the division?
Heck yes, I want to win the
division.
division.
So if you win, if he plays like an MVP, that means you got to win the division for him to get the MVP.
We're going to win the division and he won't win MVP. I got that.
Those things are probably going to be married this year because in order for him
to win the NFC,
I'm froze right now. I can't even move.
Because
I already told you we're going to win 5 straight. Philly is in danger.
See, I was giving your quarterback love and giving your Cowboys some love, and then you start with the nonsense, Skip.
There's no nonsense.
You can't just accept
truth.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm talking about the Eagles have 5 losable games in a row.
And y'all do
so
too.
Do y'all.
In a row? Are you kidding
Yes,
me?
in a row.
Yes, in a row.
What are you talking?
Starting with Carolina.
At Carolina.
You can lose that game just because.
They cannot
Washington?
Just because. Sam Howell is playing good football.
So you think Washington just chopped liver?
I do not, but we'll beat them on Thanksgiving.
Hey, that game will be better.
We bet Thanksgiving dinner on that?
I got food on Thanksgiving. I don't need food.
I need to eat on Thanksgiving.
I'll send you something in aluminum foil, and they'll deliver it DoorDash to you.
I'll bet you the Miami game. I'll bet you the Seattle game, the Eagles game. Skip, whatever you want to say.
We just talked about the next 5 games. So you say we're going to lose at Carolina, lose to Washington?
No. You're saying that Philadelphia got 5 losable games, and so do you.
You have
talking about?
You have Seattle, Eagles,
start with
Buffalo.
Washington.
It's going to be a division game, so they could potentially. But I'm talking about losable games where these are winning teams, and y'all have not beat a winning team yet.
Okay, go that route.
Seattle, Eagles, Buffalo, Miami,
We're not
Detroit.
That far down. We're just doing this stretch right here.
You
said 5.
I can count 5 straight games.
Carolina's 1. Washington's 2. Seattle's 3. Philly's 4. Buffalo's 5. I can count.
No, 4. I got 4 because I had them winning 5 in a row, starting with the Giants.
Oh, so you're going to go back on me now that you done beat the Giants. You get ready to flip the script.
I already said that.
Okay, so I'll give you
5 games,
I'll give you the Giants.
The next 5 for Philly because Philly is off.
I'll give you the Giants. So you say you're going to beat Carolina, you're going to beat Washington, you're going to beat Seattle, you're going to beat Philly. Y'all going on a 5-game run?
Okay, so we're going to win 5 in a row.
When last time y'all did that?
Going to lose 3 of those games?
Skip,
when the last time y'all did that, Skip?
Huh?
5 games in a row. When the last time the Cowboys did that?
Okay, would you guys both like to bet on who will have the better 5-game record when this is over?
No, if you give me the hard 5-game stretch that you all have, the Seattle to Detroit, and then give me the hard 5 games
right now through
then miss me with it, Skip.
Miss me. I'm on record. I already said it.
You're a front runner. You're a front runner,
no,
Skip.
I'm not.
You're a front runner. Hey, we're going to beat these teams with losing records. Hey, we're going to beat these teams with losing records. Want to bet on it?
I called it up front.
Skip, that's not a hard call.
Okay, well then.
That's not a hard call. You're going to beat losing teams. Carolina's won 1 game.
But you just said I'm going to.
Carolina's won 1 game.
Time out. I already said we're going to beat New York. Then I said we're going to go to Carolina.
New York's won 2 games.
Okay, well, you just
It's
said.
not hard to say.
You just said
predict something that's hard to say.
You said Carolina's
Predict
a
y'all
losable
winning
game.
against a winning team.
A losable game.
Predict y'all winning against a team with a winning record.
No,
Now you're talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Skip, I said Carolina's a losable game, and here's why. Because people like you,
They've won 1 game.
people like you walk in, and this happened 3 years ago with Teddy Bridgewater when y'all was rolling, and the Denver Broncos walked into Texas Stadium and smacked you. You know that stadium you keep saying you won 13
Exactly what I mean.
in a row?
It was 30-0 after 3 quarters.
Skip,
Yes,
predict the
because
win.
Because Dak stunk.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You predicted back then that, it's the Denver Broncos, they're terrible. Vic
didn't
Fangio
predict.
should be get fired. And then all of a sudden they go in there and they take care of business. My caution to you, brother, is for you to understand what I'm saying.
My caution to you, brother, is listen to me. Listen to me.
If I listen
said
to
we're
you,
gonna
I'm in
win
trouble.
5 in a row. No, I've caught. How many dinners have I already
You're
won
a
for
front
you?
runner, Skip.
Front runner? I said it up front.
You predict, hey, we're going to beat the teams with losing records because they have lost all season.
Are you guys
cool
saying,
story.
Are you saying Philly's going to go 5-0
Predict your
in their
wins.
stretch?
Predict your wins against
5-0?
Key, let me say something. Predict your wins against winning records. I want you to do that. Stop talking to me about teams with losing records.
Okay, but you guys just said they can lose these games.
I told you they can lose the 5-game stretch from Seattle to Detroit. And you can't say anything about that because you know how y'all perform against teams with winning records. So you're a front runner. So you're saying, hey, we're going to beat the 1-win Carolina Panthers. We beat the 2-win Giants. We're going to beat the 2-win. Like, that's not saying anything. That's what y'all do.
You just told me we can lose those games.
I didn't tell you anything. I didn't tell you anything like that.
This is blowing my mind.
No, I said you could lose to Washington.
Yeah.
Because it is a divisional game.
Okay.
And Sam Howell, that offense
Well, we're
plays
not going
well.
to. I'm on record.
Okay, so that's
I'm on
fine.
record.
That's fine.
And we will beat the Eagles. Yeah.
Give me your 5-game stretch from Seattle to Detroit. Give me your prediction for that.
I got to see what happens in the next.
Now you got to see what happens. I bet you can't just
I'm already on record. I bet him at dinner we're going
when
to
they don't
win
have
the division because Philly's going to struggle over the next 5.
You're a front runner, Skip. When they don't have go against a team with a losing record, you've got nothing to say because when all those teams right there
You're a back
are
runner.
either 500 or better. A back runner.
You are a back runner.
But Skip,
Wait, we got to go.
I know we got to go. I want you to go ahead and go to commercial break because y'all did everything, like you said yesterday, y'all did everything right except win the game.
That is correct.
Everything right.
I need a quarterback who can make one more play.
I thought the object was to win the game.
It is, but we're going to win 5 in a row.
Did everything except win the game.
I came right out of Philly. I said we're going to win the next 5. Thank you. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.